that because we're ready. And we'll be back. We're going to jump back to 2005 so you can see what I've been saying ever since the Jackson trial. This is not a new thing for William Wagner. Be back in a few minutes. I want you to see the people just since the verdict came out of what it was like out at NeverLand Gate. Here you see the fans have decorated as if this was the entrance to a king. You see the throne ribbons coming off from the center of NeverLand Gate. Hearts of saying I love you all over NeverLand Gate. This was actually done a week before the verdict in June. But the ribbons were added just recently. And the fans were out there in a large crowd. There was probably 100 out there when I came. And it was interesting because they, along the split rail fence, you remember that rail fence that Janet, the loopy woman who masterminded this accusations when she was falling out of Michael Jackson's life, they put these little hearts from all over, people from all over. And they're also online, I think, at the mjj.com forum. And you'll see these hearts in a little bit where these people wrote their own little messages, and they're pinned along the split rail fence that supposedly Janet could not get over. She could not escape because she had been held prisoner and her children were held falsely imprisoned at NeverLand. I mean, but the jury didn't buy it, people. They didn't buy it. Here's a sign from the fans from Italy. We stand for you. And you see Michael and his bodyguard behind him there carrying that picture. All over, the fans were about 100, and this was after some had left when I got there. And the cars parked way down Figueroa Mountain Road. Fans just gathering, sort of like standing guard to keep the sheriffs and other bad elements away. Because really, the sheriff stormed in there like a gang of thieves. They really did. Somebody, Tom, Jack or Bill, someone, Sheriff Anderson should have said, Mr. Sneddon, you're wrong. The Sheriff's Department is not going to participate in your personal vendetta. And I'm disappointed in Sheriff Anderson, and I'd like to invite Anderson on my show. He promised to come back before he got elected. I'm inviting you, Mr. Anderson. Come back, Sheriff Anderson. I want you to explain to me why you went along with this crazy, insane mob of sheriffs running out there and then going back, 99 times with 99 more warrants to search?
I don't know how many times he actually went there.
I lost count.
They testified that the warrants were something close to 100.
Something close to 100. It was out of sight. It was ridiculous. So that was NeverLand. Now I want to show you a little bit of the another scene out there. Thank God for Tom Sneddon. Who said that? Somebody said. Actually, it was out there. You don't believe me, but here's a shot of the hearts. Look at these hearts, and we'll get to that tape where someone thanks him. But look at the hearts here out at NeverLand. Now these are posted on a split rail fence that supposedly was so impregnable, so high and so above ability. You can see they're posted on a little split rail fence that poor Janet and her two sons couldn't escape. They couldn't climb over this typical cow pasture fence of split rails.
It's not even, is it 3 feet high?
I think it's 3 feet high.
Maybe about 3 feet high.
But she couldn't bend to crawl under it.
And it has holes in it. It's
big gaps between.
There's 3 bars that are this high. Seriously.
Janet, if you're listening, Janet, we're laughing at you. The whole world is laughing at you. You got caught in perjury.
Without climbing up on anything.
Yeah, you want to keep watching on second thought because I'm going to go to Los Angeles. I want to cover the perjury charges when they start filing perjury charges against her for 2001 felony perjury on a welfare form. I think the media ought to cover that as much as the false allegations against this good musician, Michael Joe Jackson. Now, you probably don't believe me, but believe it or not, there's actually a guy out at NeverLand saying, thank God for Tom Sneddon, because he brought up all this stuff, and now it's all cleared away. No one can ever accuse Michael again. All this, they reached way back to '93, brought in all this as a bonus. Thank you, Tom Sneddon. You don't believe me, do you? But we're going to have to go and show you that tape. It's amazing.
You know,
It's
actually,
amazing.
in
This
a
guy's.
way-
We should thank Tom Sneddon right before we lock him up in jail. We should say, thank you, Tom Sneddon. Now please get in your jail cell and stay there for 5 years. Oh, do we have to give him a trial first?
Only 5?
Well, I think that's the maximum you can give him for felony evidence tampering.
But there's probably a lot more to
Oh, are
what
we going to
he's
stack
done.
the charges on him like you did to Michael Jackson?
No, but considering what he's done, I think there's probably a lot more.
Well,
than
sure.
just
There's
evidence
abuse of
tampering that
office.
he's done.
There's a felony called abuse of office. All right, you don't believe me. Watch this guy. He's going to say, thank you, Tom Sneddon, for reaching, because you really cleared out all the stuff. Here we go to tape. Be back in a minute. Yeah, we just want to thank you.
Tom Sneddon, thank you and all your twisted buddies for bringing up a lot of stuff that people had some questions about and clearing it all up. There's no more questions.
And Lee?
I mean, yeah, there was some molestation stuff from 2001, and that's all taken care of. You know, we got Macaulay Culkin, Brett Barnes. Who else was it?
Wade Robinson.
Yeah, Wade Robinson. And what was the other stuff? 93 as a bonus. It was extra credit. You know what I mean? I've got to say thank you. I'm sorry. He was taking care of business, doing his job. And, you know, now nobody can say anything. He left no stone unturned.
He certainly didn't.
So, you know, thank you. And unfortunately for him, it all turned out negative. So we are very happy, and we are very thankful that justice has prevailed and Michael has been proven innocent. Yeah, thank God for Tom Sneddon. Yeah.
Are you listening, Mr. Sneddon? Are you listening? I told you there was Lee J. from Lompoc. No, I'm not giving his last name, but the people in the local area around the Central Coast, they know who that is. But yes, thank you, Mr. Sneddon, and we'll be sure and send you Michael's newest CD so you can listen to it in jail. Oh, wait a minute. Don't we have to give him a trial first?
Well, wait. They don't even have CD players in jail, I don't think.
Oh, they don't? Oh, maybe Michael will send Tom Sneddon a little portable CG player. You know, Michael is so merciful.
Yeah.
He is so kind. Kind to a fault. He might actually do that.
Yeah.
He might actually send, here, Sneddon, listen to my new CD, and I'm touring are you enjoying your jail cell, Mr. Sneddon? You think I'm joking about this, but I'm really not joking. I had some serious conversation with some Michael Jackson fan presidents of different clubs around Europe, and it occurred to us, if there's 100,000 Michael Jackson fans around the world, and each one of them gave just the equivalent of $1 or $5, we could raise $100,000 to $500,000 to elect in 2006 a new district attorney whose duty it would be to prosecute Mr. Ron Zonen, Gordy Auchincloss, and Tom Sneddon. Now, you may think this has never happened before, but actually it has. It happened in Winnebago County, Wisconsin, where a crooked district attorney who was selling justice was convicted in a federal court in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and I believe right now is still serving time, or he may be getting out soon. But coming back to home here, I really, truly believe that this thing has been so over the top that we need to have a trial, a quick, short, fair one. Unfortunately, we cannot hang Mr. Sneddon. It's not a capital offense to abuse your office, but I think it ought to be. And I'm quite serious when I say we need to elect somebody who will fire everybody in the district attorney's office who didn't blow the whistle on Tom Sneddon, who knew the evidence was being falsely tampered with at the grand jury and then sent out for fingerprint analysis. Everybody in that office is an accessory and should be charged and should go to jail if found guilty by a jury of musicians and Michael Jackson's fans. Wouldn't that be fair? I would like to see all those people have a jury of Michael Jackson's fans, just like Michael had a jury of mostly all white, mostly older, not one black person on the jury. You know, I would like to see it reversed. We have all Michael Jackson fans on the jury. Do you think Sneddon be found guilty, Brianna?
Probably.
Gee, that would be awful. Gosh, I'd be so sad. Let me get my crocodile tears out. I can't find a tear, Sharon. I'm trying to get that crocodile tear out.
I think it goes goes a lot deeper than evidence tampering. I think he himself had conspiracy going on. When the mother of the accuser took the stand, you knew right then there was absolutely no credibility to this lady. How can you take on this type of case, meeting this woman, without investigating the family? So either he didn't investigate and he was so out to get Michael that he did not look into it,
You're right.
or he knew it was a total falsehood and he did it anyway. And that's
You're right.
criminal.
Okay, that's 3 charges. Now we
And I'm
have
sure there's a lot more.
conspiracy charge against Sneddon and all those that helped him, all those accessories before and after the fact. So you got conspiracy, you've got evidence tampering, and we have felony abuse of office. That's 3 felonies. I think we could get him in jail for 15 years. Stack those years. Mr. Sneddon, they give you 3 meals a day in prison. It may not be what you want to have, and you won't be eating out at the hitching post in Casmalia anymore. But hey, I mean, they let the chips fall where they may, and you chose, sir. You chose to do this. Nobody forced you to do this.
What about abuse of funds? The money that he gave to this family in order to keep them, he paid for their stay. Who knows how much money that family received?
Well, this case probably cost the county $1 million.
But aside from the officers and the overtime and the bogus investigations, but I'm referring to the actual money that he paid the family, that he gave the family.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, I didn't go there
and then
yet.
that could go into bribery.
It
that
goes into bribery. And
there
how
could
about
be some intimidations
How
there.
about whining and
Who
dining
knows
Debbie
what's-
Rowe the night before she testified? That came out in court that they were whining and dining Debbie Rowe. Isn't that bribery? But it backfired, Mr. Sneddon, on you. It backfired, and we're laughing at you, Mr. Sneddon. Mr. Sneddon, why aren't you laughing with us? Look at him. He's all sourpussed and looking unhappy. Gosh, I hate to see an unhappy district attorney like that. But you learn to smile in jail. There's a whole bunch of guys you put there, and they're going to welcome you coming to their cell block, Mr. Sneddon. Now, I'm quite serious about this. If the fans that can't vote in Santa Barbara County put up the money, we can get the truth out to the people. Because really, even the people here in Santa Barbara County have not seen the evidence because they don't all watch my show.
Speaking of not seeing the evidence, what's been portrayed by the media, it should be criminal. For the media to, it should be criminal. It should be criminal. It should be criminal.